Hello everybody, welcome back to my gaming review. Today I'm doing a quick video on the whole Call of Duty situation that took place. This was a while ago, obviously, that Xbox basically bought Call of Duty, and then PlayStation decided some people decided to lose their minds. Now, I used to have Call of Duty on my PlayStation, but as you can see right now, I do not have Call of Duty at all. I actually deleted Call of Duty from my PlayStation 5. Now you might be asking, why did I delete Call of Duty? Well, it's kind of like whatever to me. When you have games like Rainbow Six Siege on your PlayStation 5, in my opinion, Rainbow Six is a way better game than Call of Duty. Might be controversial to say for some people, but oops, excuse me. But Rainbow Six is 10 times better than Call of Duty. So, you had the president of PlayStation, Jim Ryan. Hopefully I got his name correctly. But you have Jim Ryan, who made a huge deal about... Well, PlayStation made a huge deal about Call of Duty being a Xbox game, or Xbox buying Call of Duty. Now, it's not really a big deal, in my personal opinion, and it shouldn't have been made a huge deal because, PlayStation has bought so many companies, and Xbox obviously bought Activision and all this other stuff, but it's not that big of a deal because there's a lot of people who own a PlayStation, like I do, that don't necessarily need Call of Duty, So even if Call of Duty actually became what PlayStation was actually worried about, was Call of Duty becoming exclusive to Xbox. But even if that actually happened, even if Xbox decided to keep Call of Duty only on Xbox, there is thousands of games that are way better than Call of Duty. You got, Alien Isolation, Rainbow Six, there's a whole bunch of games. PlayStation could just make their own shooting game. They have the Killzone series, Killzone Trilogy on the PlayStation 3. So yes, even though you could still play Call of Duty on PlayStation, even though Xbox bought Call of Duty or whatever, even if Xbox decided to keep Call of Duty only on Xbox, PlayStation is not really in trouble, in my opinion, because they could just make their own shooting game, like Killzone or something like that. Plus, I think the majority of people who do own PlayStation, they're either playing Fortnite, or they're playing, some of the exclusive games, or if they want a shooting game, they play something like Rainbow Six Siege. So, in my opinion, Call of Duty isn't that big of a deal. And, I don't believe Jim Ryan should have made a huge deal about it. I know this was like old news. This was a while ago when we had the news about Xbox buying I almost said PlayStation. Xbox buying Call of Duty. And I just want to say that looking back at the situation that happened, it really wasn't that big of a deal. And I know that there was so many people who own PlayStation that use it for, like, Mortal Kombat. They use it for Fortnite. They use it for Rainbow Six. They use it for, some of the classic games, like the PS1 classics or Twisted Metal. Or they'll use the PS5 for the exclusive games, like Spider-Man or Ratchet and Clank. So, to me, this is not really a big deal. And when PlayStation made a big deal about Call of Duty, it was kind of a ridiculous situation, and they kind of, like, I don't know why they were so afraid, because, even if Call of Duty was exclusive to Xbox, which it never will be, I don't believe, but, I don't believe it will affect PlayStation at all. Yes, Call of Duty has always been, like, this best seller or whatever, but, the majority of people I know who play PlayStation, they don't even have Call of Duty installed. Or the people like me who do own Call of Duty, but they just kind of like delete it because they get bored of it, In my situation, I got bored of Call of Duty, so I was obviously playing Rainbow Six, and I've been playing a whole bunch of other games. But anyway, I'm in the video, but I just want to talk about a little bit of old news about the whole Xbox buying Call of Duty Activision situation, and why it's not that big of a deal. And I look back at it, I was watching one of the videos when this happened, and, Jim Ryan was like, oh, this is a huge deal, and we feel that Xbox shouldn't have their hands on Call of Duty or whatever, because it's this big game. I'm just sitting there like, I don't care. I used to care a little bit about the situation, and I think I made a video about it, but I was like, looking back at this whole thing right now, it's like, I don't even play Call of Duty as much as I used to. Back in the PS3 days, I played Call of Duty mostly, but nowadays I play a whole bunch of different games, a variety of games. I could live without Call of Duty. I have Alien Isolation, Twisted Metal. I have, obviously, Asher's Playroom, which has been my favorite PS5 game to play. Rainbow Six Siege. Call of Duty is not something I think that will make your console a instant success. Even if Call of Duty was exclusive to Xbox, I still believe that millions of people will still buy a PlayStation 5 with or without Call of Duty coming to PlayStation. But anyway, I'm in the video, but tell me in the comment section below what you think. Yes, this is a little bit of like old news, but I want to make a video about it because of my like opinion on it and how it's kind of like how I've watched a video recently about this whole situation. It's like, Xbox and PlayStation will buy companies. They do it all the time. And PlayStation acted like it was a huge deal when Activision was bought by Xbox. And looking back at this whole thing, it's like, it's not that big of a deal because I don't even play Call of Duty. If I do want to play the game, I'll download it back on my console and I'll play it. But it's not something that is necessary for my gaming needs, Rainbow Six Siege does a good enough job of being a shooting game where I don't really need to touch Call of Duty, And with the recent, like, Call of Duty games, like the new ones, it's like, who cares at this point, But I'm in the video, so peace out, leave a like, and tell me in the comment section below what you think about the whole Xbox buying PlayStation, and is it really that big of a deal if Call of Duty did become exclusive to Xbox? Now, it never will, I don't believe, but if Xbox chose to completely make it exclusive to their console, do you think it will affect PlayStation? Tell me in the comments below, do you think it will affect PlayStation? In my personal opinion, no, because when most people buy PlayStation, they're not going to buy it for Call of Duty. They're buying it for the exclusives, they're buying it for maybe Rainbow Six Siege and other games, because there's so many games you can play on PlayStation. Anyway, peace out. I hope you all had a good day or night.